Oh, okay, so I'm so annoyed. I'm sitting here editing this video and I notice this big stain of makeup on my top. Guys, it's so off brand. It is not a bit of me, but it was after a long night celebrating my friend. I'm not reshooting. It was too long to shoot. Just go with it. It's okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nom. Thank you for joining me for another video. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Hi, thank you for coming. If you hadn't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on it, share it, do all that great stuff, and I'll be so very grateful. I have to also say that if you have not watched my previous videos, especially the ones about my surgery, you need to go and watch those before watching this one. Otherwise you might be a little bit lost and you're gonna have questions that I'm not gonna answer here, but they will be answered in my previous videos. So go ahead and watch those before you watch this one, just so that you know what's going on and you're up to date and you actually understand what the video is about. Right, so I am bringing you guys my 1 year post-surgery video. On the 7th of April 2021, I finally had my hip surgery after years of being told there was nothing that we could do for you. This is it. You just have to find a way to live your life like this. There's no hope for you. This is it. That's all I was told for many years, and I even started to believe it myself. But thankfully God said no, and God said, I got a plan for you, baby girl. I'm not done just yet. So my surgeons came to me and they said, we have this surgery for you. It's mad, it's tricky, but this is what we have. You decide whether you want to do it or not. We will respect the decision you make, but this is all we have. But we are hopeful, we have faith, you know, that this surgery will be good for you. But yeah, you make the decision. And that was very hard to hear, because they were very honest in saying to me that yeah, they've done this surgery many times on, you know, different kinds of people, that but they'd never done this surgery on someone like me before, someone who had my condition and whose hip was so badly deteriorated. They've never done it before. So yeah, they knew what they hoped for. So ABC, this is what we wanted from this surgery, but the reality of it is we just didn't know. They didn't know exactly what it would be like afterwards, because like I said, they'd never done it before, but it's all they had. But they were very hopeful that it would help me to lessen the pain that I was in, because the pain I was in was just horrendous. It was unbearable. It was very hard to live my life. Like it really stopped me at my tracks. I had to stop working, just living just normal life, and just being able to do the basic things was just very difficult. So really and truly, this surgery was my only option. I said yes to a crazy surgery because I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I felt like that I didn't have any other option. There was really nothing else that I could do. It came to a point where I had to put my faith in God to the test. I literally put my hands up and I said, God, if you have allowed this surgery to come to the doctor's minds and they believe in it, I believe in you, so I'm going to choose to go ahead with it. It's all on you, God. I literally was like, God, this is all you. It's all you. I need you to take your place here. I need you to do what you need to do. But this one is, I'm out. I mean, I'm going to sign the papers, but I'm going to be asleep anyway. So it's not on me. Like, I've got nothing to do with this. So the lead up to the surgery was very difficult, because I had this thing in my head that, you know, that said, you could be going through this whole surgery for nothing, because no one knows what you're going to be like. Yeah, we know what we're hoping for, but we don't actually know the reality of it. Until we get there, no one's going to know. So my doctors were also on this journey with me. They were also learning along, you know, with me as I went on this journey. So that was very difficult. Prior to the surgery, I was very anxious. That was very hard. But yeah, the 7th of April 2021 came, and I went in for the surgery, and thankfully to God, the surgery was a success at the point of where the surgery was done. Now in this video, I'm gonna go through how my year has been, the pros and the cons of the surgery, that I've gone through. And the big reason, honestly, the biggest reason as to why I actually started this channel and more so shared my journey through this operation, because when I was preparing for my surgery, I did my research to try and find someone who could tell me about their real life experience of going through the surgery, and I found nothing. I found nobody. So I said to myself, if I'm gonna go through the surgery, I'm gonna document it for somebody else. If I hope no one ever needs it, because I would not wish this on my worst enemy, but if somebody should need this, then hopefully they can find my videos and it will help them the way that I wish it could have helped me if I had them. So the year has been tough. I have to say the first 3 months of the surgery were nothing like I could have never expected. More so because I had to have something that I've never had before. Like, this was my 7th surgery, and all my previous surgeries for different things, including also issues with my legs, they were difficult in their own way, but they were nothing compared to this. And I was always able to figure it out on my own, because that's just what I do. I just figure it out and keep it moving. But with this surgery, I couldn't do that. I had to have carers. I literally had to have people who came to my house to look after me, to help me, wash, to help me dress, to help me prepare my food. And that was so hard for me, because it was something that I didn't prepare myself mentally for, honestly. I have to say, I didn't. Now, my doctors said that it's very possible that I would need the help, but in my head, I was like, no, I'll be fine. I'm always fine. I always figure out on my own, so I would do that. But this was not the reality of this time. This time around, this surgery, I needed the help. It's not that I just chose not to be able to do these things. I actually physically could not do these things. My body was weak. My leg was weak. My leg was fragile. Like, you'll see in the previous video of when I show you my x-rays, like where your hip, it was previously attached. Mine was no longer attached. There was nothing holding it until the healing process took place. It was very, very fragile. So I needed it to be handled with care, and I couldn't do that by myself. I needed to be handled with care. So having the carers was a need. It was a necessity. It was hard to get my head around, but that's what made it tough for me, because I wasn't prepared for it. Had I been prepared for it, I think it would have been easier. But I wasn't, so that was very, very tough. But honestly, I had really great carers. I thank God for them. They were so lovely. I had the most amazing ladies, and had great charts, and they came in, they lifted my spirits, because I was very, very exhausted physically, and I was just so very tired. They would come and they would cheer me up and make me laugh, and honestly, it was great. So actually, I see those carers now as a blessing in disguise, because had I had been here, being able to do all those things by myself and not having them come in and, cheer me up. Yes, I had family and friends, but these carers were coming in 3 times a day, morning, lunch, and dinner. And, that level of consistency, I don't think I would have had from anybody else. So I needed them here. I needed to have people here, so they were really a blessing in disguise. Looking back now, I really do thank God for them. But yeah, that was tough. So a few months after the surgery, I started to have my physio, which was hard and daunting and scary. But I kept going with it. I persevered and I pushed through with it. And month after month, I started to feel my leg get stronger, and that was exciting. Like, oh my goodness, like I'm starting to see, that glimmer of hope that my doctors had, and this is what they were hoping for. And I'm now starting to believe that it's possible, because I'll honestly say for the first 6 months, I was broken with, the surgery. I was like, what have I done? What have I put myself into? For the first time since I've come out of my mental health journey, I feed mental health. I really honestly feed for it. I had to work so hard to keep my mind together, because it was so close to crumbling, because it was dealing with my situation at the time was very, very hard. I was very scared that my physical health would push my mental health overboard. But I stuck with God, and I prayed, and I fasted, and I said, God, we went through this together. We're going to get through this together. So I clung on to God like I never have before. And, I'm just so grateful, because He's always just been there for me. But that was tough, yeah. But like I said, month after month, I started to see progress and I started to get excited. But I was still very, very sad and very confused, because the main reason why we did this surgery really was to help me with the pain, but I wasn't feeling the relief, and I was confused, and I was like, was this the wrong decision? What did I do? And then month 8, month 9 came, and I would wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, I'm able to move a little bit easier. I'm able to move a little bit better. The pain, yes, it's still quite painful, but it's not as excruciating as before the surgery. And I was like, wait, is this surgery, did this surgery do what it was supposed to? And I started to get excited. But I couldn't allow myself to get too excited because the pain was still bad. Yeah, there was a little bit of difference, but I wanted more, you know. I needed more. More. So I was like, oh, what's going on? Don't get too excited. Just see how it goes. But yeah, I would go back and see my doctors, and I would explain to them that, you know, the pain is still quite bad. And, you know, I mean, they did tell me before the surgery that this is going to be a very long recovery. Like, you'll be lucky if a year, you know, it touches anything. You're gonna need a couple of years to start really feeling, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, and seeing the real improvement, you know, lasting improvement, should I say. So I was still very much sad with the fact that, oh, this pain is still here, you know, at a quite high level. But it just, I kept going and kept getting encouraged because I could physically feel and see my leg getting stronger. The movement of my leg was improving, and I said, okay, and that was good. And 1 year post surgery, I can say that this surgery was the right decision. It honestly was the right decision. I am just past a year now, and yes, I still get quite a lot of pain, but the pain is noticeably better than before my surgery, which I never thought was possible. I never thought, you know, the pain could get better, and that in itself is a miracle for me. And I also understand that I am still, you know, in the healing process, and my doctors keep telling me that, you know, yes, you will still have quite a lot of pain right now, but we're hopeful that as you go on, the pain will continue to, you know, to lessen as it has been. It was definitely the right decisions. I'm feeling, you know, I'm feeling stronger. You know, my leg strength in itself, I feel like the movement in my leg was better. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of what my leg looked like before. So basically my hip was set up, I was like a seesaw. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, for my leg to go flat, I had to sit up. If I lay down, my leg would go up because it was just stuck in place. Now I'll insert the picture here. There you see that I'm lying on the bed and my leg is up. That wasn't by choice. That wasn't you know, because I wanted to be in that in that position. No, my leg was stuck in that place. When I was laying on my back, my leg was up, and I couldn't lie on my front. I could only lie on my leg and stretch my legs so far. But now, guys, this is still so wild to me. I still can't even believe it, but my leg is straight. I'm gonna show you a picture now. I can lie on my front, I can lie on my back, and my legs go down. Oh, I can't even explain to you, like, just that alone was just the most, it has been amazing. Like, being able to sleep on my front and have the best night's sleep has been the most amazing thing. Like, literally, like, the most amazing thing, because I cannot remember the last time I was able to lay, you know, lay flat like that. So that alone has been something that this surgery has given me, which is amazing. I even have better movement in my hip and my leg. Let me tell you guys a secret. Before my surgery, I went into my doctor's office and he was like, okay, so what are your hopes for this surgery so that we can make sure we're doing the right thing for you? And I said to him, I said, first and foremost, I need you guys to tackle this pain. This pain is unbearable. I cannot live like this. But secondly, the current state of my hip interrupts the plans that I have for me and my husband. Okay? So, I need you to sort it out. And he laughed. He really laughed. And he was like, are you serious? I said, I've never been more serious. Yeah? There is a lot of hindrance currently. You know? It's just, it's not what it could be. You know? You know what I'm saying? And he laughed. But I was serious as anything. So anyway, after my surgery, literally the day after my surgery, my surgeon came into my room and he was like, he literally came close to me and he whispered and he went, you know what we spoke about your plans for you and your husband? I said, yeah. He said, I think you're gonna be just fine. I said, okay. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Come through, Jesus. Never mind everything else. Never mind the pain. But that alone, I said, amen. Thank you, Jesus. And as time goes on, I am saying, okay. I think my doctor was right, you know, because my hip is free, you know. Period. Okay. I'm still very much looking forward to the pain continuing to get better. But honestly, for now, I can say the surgery was the right decision for me. I believe that I am going to be better than I could have ever imagined, because I already am right now, and I'm not 100% yet, but the improvement that I have seen already this year has been just, it has completely blown my mind. I'm able to do, to start doing things that I never thought I could do. I've started doing exercises in the water and trying to learn how to swim. Water exercise is quite good. It was recommended for my leg to help strengthen my leg, and learning how to swim. And I was never able to do that before because my leg would not go straight, so I couldn't go on my front to learn how to swim. So now I'm hoping that by the end of this year, 2022, I will be able to swim, and that's a life-saving skill, a skill that I would have never been able to have had I not had the surgery. So honestly, it was definitely the right decision. Of course, there are some pros to it, because obviously, like I said, the hip is no longer attached to anything. The way my doctors explained it to me was that all your nerves and your muscles and all of that stuff that is in there besides the bone is currently trying to figure out a way trying to figure out where to settle, how to sit, because it no longer has anything that's attached to it. It no longer has the structure that it had before. So right now I have a lot of muscle and nerve pain down my thigh. Sometimes the feeling goes a bit funny, but they say that's expected, that's normal, and that was one of the side effects that they had mentioned prior to surgery, but they are hopeful that it will improve as time goes on, as scar tissue builds, and those things like muscles and nerves, they find their place, they'll become better. But right now I do struggle with that, which means basically right now I can't sit for too long a period of times without having to change positions, just to alleviate the pressure of this this thigh. But honestly, the cons are outweighing the pros. So I really, honest to God, cannot complain. I'm just so very grateful, and my advice to anybody that is deciding whether to go through the surgery or not, for me, I am glad that I did it. And if I could go back and remake that decision, I would make the same decision. I would choose to 100% have it. Like I say, the pain is still not where I want it to be, but I'm hopeful that it will get there, because it is going in the right direction. But all the other things, or the other pros that have come into play, things I couldn't even imagined for myself, have made the surgery worth it. So I Obviously you do what you want. But me, I would say, if you feel like it's the right decision for you, then do it. I agreed, and I didn't even feel like it was the right decision, but I agreed because I had no choice. But it was the right decision for me. I will say that, just keep in mind that it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Like, you think you know what you're getting yourself into, but you don't. And I don't say that to scare you, but I say that so you prepare yourself that for the reality of the fact that it's going to be difficult. You are going to need help. You are definitely gonna need to rest. You're gonna need to take it easy. I thought by now, I would be, back on, sky high, but I'm learning that I'm slowly getting up there, but it won't happen overnight, and it's not supposed to happen overnight. How can it? Because the surgery that you're going to have or have had is humongous. So just go ahead with that thought and with that mind, and being aware that it is going to be tough, but it will be worth it. It has been so worth it for me, and I look forward to seeing how much better it will get, because the year that I have, in this year I've seen such great improvements. Such great improvement. So I'm excited. I'm so excited to see what's to come. But as always, I will go ahead with God, because I still have moments where it is scary, because it's still very much unknown, and I'm about to re-begin my another cycle of physio, just to help my leg to continue getting stronger and to start learning how to slowly weigh bare. But this far into the game, my doctors are amazed. I'm amazed, and yeah, honestly, I could go on, but I'm gonna stop because I could go on. But yeah, so this is me a year post surgery, and I am happy with my decision, and I would make the same decision again. So thumbs up for me. Hand clap for God. Snap for my surgeons. Yay! We did it, Tim. We did it. But yeah, as always, I'll continue giving you guys update and sharing more on this journey and just the journey of my life in general. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. If you have any questions or anything like that. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, and do all that good stuff. Whew, it is currently 11:30 in the evening. I'm tired. I'm gonna have a shower and I'm going to bed. Bye guys.